Good morning, class. Today we're going to be working on the Piñata work unit bag. Now, most of you probably have heard of a piñata, but for those of you who have not, this is a folk craft that comes from Mexico, and it's a whole lot of fun for kids. A piñata traditionally is made up of a clay pot, but the clay is very, very thin, so it's very fragile. And it's all decorated on the outside into a certain shape, or just covered with colorful paper to make it really pretty and fun. And then it gets filled with candy and little toys and such. And it gets hung up high at a birthday party. And one kid at the birthday party is blindfolded and given a big stick, and he is supposed to hit the piñata for the other kids at the party. And they can make the piñata go higher or lower depending on the age of the kid, and making it more difficult for him to find it. But once he finds it and breaks it open with his stick, then the clay pot breaks and all of the candy comes falling down onto the floor for all of the kids at the birthday party. And so piñatas are a lot of fun. Some of you may have had a piñata at a birthday party, but making the piñata beautiful is the technique that we're going to be using today. Now, we are not going to be making a piñata, sorry to say, but I've been in a classroom with a lot of you guys, and I do not want to blindfold some of you and give you a stick and let you go swinging in the air. We are going to be using the technique to decorate the piñata to decorate a photo frame. So let's take a look in your unit bags. You will find a cardboard frame. You see, I've already started this one working. And also in your bag, you'll find a glue well and a whole mess of little squares of tissue paper. Tissue paper is not like writing paper. It's really, really thin. And this stuff is easy to get your hands on. These are 1-inch squares, and there's a lot of colors in your bag. I've limited my palette to just red and pink because I wanted to make sure that you guys had all the colors available, so you'll be able to choose whatever colors you want to decorate your frame. The only thing with working with tissue paper is a lot of times it likes to stick to itself, and you'll pick up one and you'll think it's one and it ends up being two. So every time you pick up a piece of tissue paper, you'll want to, oh look, there's what, oh you know what? I'll bet this one is 2 as well. I wonder if this one is 2. It is, oh gosh. It is so hard to have only one piece of paper. If you want to make sure you can lick your finger and then try to move them apart from each other. And if they don't move, then you have just one layer. This will work better if you're working with one layer of tissue paper and not more than one layer of tissue paper. So please do separate them out as you're working them. In fact, you can separate them out ahead of time and not need to be working so hard once you get your glue out. But let's take a look at the glue. I've got my glue hanging out upside down so that I can get to it. It's at the right side of the bottle for me. And this one hasn't seen some action in a while. It's not going to want to come out so fast. Very good. At least I know I had my cap on it. Boy, teacher doesn't like it when caps get left off of glue, does she? There we go. And I don't need a lot of glue. That's why I have a little tiny well. So the technique to get these flat pieces of tissue paper looking like this cool stuff is that I will get one piece, make sure it's one, and I'm going to put it on my eraser, and I'm really going to crinkle it down. That crinkle will be held in the paper, and when I dip it in my glue and get it right on the table, very good, Ms. Marilyn, then I can take it and apply it to my frame, and it all stands right up. This is how not to do it. I've got Do I have one piece? I have one piece. So if I am not aggressive in how I fold this around, if I just kind of do a little wimpy fold, then when I get some glue on it and put it on, it's just going to lay open like that. And it's not going to be standing up with its points high in the air. That's not what I want. And if I'm unhappy with it, I can take it off and I can do it again. And this time do the crinkling like I really want it, like I'm really serious. Just fold it on down against that pencil and place it. I'm alternating pink and red in this in order to get this heathered effect. You can do solid colors if you like, but let me show you how close we need to get these things. So there's my good firm crinkle. Get a little bit of glue. Notice how I'm holding on to it with this finger so that when I put it in the glue and pull out the pencil, it doesn't just leave the paper in the glue. So I'll do it here from the side so you can see. I don't want to place it here. I want to place it right up next to its friend there. Almost so that he's crowded. That's what I want. When I was doing this before in preparing the class sample, I actually did get 12 papers across the top of this frame. They are that close. Now you might see a little bit of space, like right in here, but they are really up close and personal with each other. And that's the trick to make this look very full. You want this to look like the petals of a chrysanthemum. You know, have you seen a chrysanthemum flower? Not a chrysanthemum flower, what do I want to say? A carnation. That's where all of the petals are so tight with each other, it almost looks like velvet across the top. And coming in, make it really close, give him a press. And of course, we want this to dry before we jostle it, but it will give us a very pretty frame. Make sure this is one. Crinkle it right up serious. Now, you might want to have all of your frame covered. You might want to have just the top and the bottom of your frame covered. I think I'm going to do just the top here and the bottom down here. But we'll spend the rest of the class period placing these onto our frame. And when we have it all done, you get a picture of your favorite pet or your favorite mom or dad, and you slip it in there. And it is a beautiful thing to sit on your bookshelf, and your picture and your Piñata work picture frame is ready to go.